So who is Robert D. Cheeley, founding member and managing partner? Well, his website invites us to get to know Bob, and don't worry, we will. He is one of 19 people indicted by Fani Willis in Fulton County, Georgia, and this is how he was introduced at a Trump rally from, I believe, either March or May of 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Cheeley Law Group who are pursuing access to Fulton County's absentee ballots from the 2020 general election, please welcome to the stage Bob Cheeley.
So, the citation they give him when he comes on stage is like, yeah, he's trying to overturn the election. And you can see he's also representing Latham, who's another co-defendant in this case, so I'm assuming he won't be representing her in this case, but he has represented her in the past. Kathy Latham is a fake elector tied to the Coffee County breach. She's facing 11 charges now in this most recent conspiracy. All right. And you can see Bob Cheeley with his wife Lisa also have the foundation, Lisa and Bob Cheeley Foundation, which is a single organization support classification, religion-related spiritual development 501c3 nonprofit charity. And if you look through some of the past records, you can see they take zero compensation and that they give around anything from like $100,000, $200,000 per year. You know, some years you can see as much as $600,000 donated. But yeah, in total, they've probably donated around $1 million, and right now they have an additional $1 million that they've donated to the charity. Okay, but if you go look, you can see we have recent data for what they've given. So in 2020, they gave $170,000 to Perimeter Church, given to the charity's general fund to be used as they see fit. And then if you keep looking through, you see they actually give some donations as well to their local university and to other scholarship programs. Okay, so that's their charity. Then if you look over here, you can see that according to the New York Times and the indictment too from Fani Willis, he was at the Georgia State Senate hearing a few weeks after Donald Trump lost his bid for re-election with Rudy Giuliani, where after Giuliani spoke, Robert Cheeley presented video clips of election workers handling ballots at the State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta. Mr. Cheeley spent 15 minutes laying out specious assertions that the workers were double and triple counting votes, saying their actions should, quote, should shock the conscience of every red-blooded Georgian, end quote, and likening what he said had happened to the 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor. And we can go back to his website, Cheeley Law Group, to learn more about him, to get to know Bob. And I think this is fairly accurate. I don't think he's bragging too much on his own website, so I'll just read a few paragraphs here about what other kind of litigation he did before he started challenging election results, because he did some good work, I think. All right. Throughout his career, Bob has secured hundreds of millions of dollars in jury verdicts and negotiated settlements on behalf of women who acquired cancer after using a talcum powder made by Johnson & Johnson and for the families of nursing students who perished in Savannah in 2015 when a truck crashed into their car. He also triumphed over General Motors, winning a $150 million settlement and, in one instance, a $105 million jury verdict in another for producing faulty vehicle parts. All right. For his clients around the country, Mr. Cheeley has obtained verdicts and settlements totaling more than $600 million. Some of his other noteworthy results include a $90 million settlement with a defective SUV case against Suzuki Motor Company and a $40 million settlement against Toyota Motor Company for faulty seatbelts. So, born and raised in Georgia, Mr. Cheeley graduated cum laude from the University of Georgia with a BA in 1979 and the University of Georgia School of Law with a Juris Doctor in 1982. He's licensed to practice in Georgia, the U.S. District Courts for Northern Middle Districts of Georgia, U.S. Court for Appeals, and the 11th Circuit of the U.S. Supreme Court. So that's a bit about his career. And let's see what he's charged for in the most recent Fani Willis indictment, which is violation of the Georgia Racketeer RICO Act, conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer, conspiracy for forgery, conspiracy for false statements, committing false documents, solicitation of violation of oath, false statements, and perjury. Okay, and then he also, I think, to promote his law group, has started a podcast, which is quite cheesy, because he talks about his small town values, which, of course, the quintessential small town value is let's overthrow democracy. I can't think of a more quintessential small town value than that. And of course, the guy he has on it's his own podcast that he's starting, but of course he has some random person on to like give him the most fluffy introduction ever and like talk about him as if he's the greatest gift since God or whatever. And it's quite funny actually. So this is the end of the video, but I'll play us out with this like short minute-long clip from him, from his podcast. I like the music.
Welcome
intro.
to the Cheeley Law Review. My name is Ben Burnett. My guest today is the man, the myth, the legend, Bob Cheeley. Bob, welcome to your own show.
Good to be here.
I want to talk to you. Give the people at home, Bob and I have been friends for several years. Bob and I met when I was on the city council in Alpharetta, and I knew him as a land developer who had spent tens of millions of dollars renovating, restoring a very dilapidated part of Alpharetta, which if you drove anywhere around here between 2005 and 2011, 12, 13, you get an immense amount of credit, or should, if no one knows that it was you, because Thompson Street and its revitalization in Alpharetta is now one of the most beautiful streets the city has, and it was anything but that before then, and you saw it. But this is not about that. I just said that to say this is how Bob and I know each other and have been friends ever since, supporter of all of the things that I have done, and so I'm very grateful to you. How did you grow up?
I was very blessed to grow up in a little town where I got little town values, a little town called Buford, Georgia. And
I hope you enjoyed that. Please like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I have a small channel with less than 10 subscribers so far, so thank you very much. Bye.